Lahat ng iyong all-time hits. Ang tanging huntahan ng Masang Lamaw. Number 1 sa Mega Manila. Nationwide pa. Broadcasting from TGON, TVH Group of Networks. Dito lang sa inyong iisang himpilan. Cool FM. You are listening to Cool FM. Live from Cool Studios. This is koolNews at 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now 4 p.m. Philippine Standard Time, Wednesday, September 25, 2024. I'm Stephen Juan for koolNews at 4. The Akbayan Party was proclaimed as one of the winners in the 2022 partyless race. The Commission on Elections announced on Wednesday. In a resolution, the COMELEC said after the due deliberation, it hereby resolves to adopt the herein recommendation of the Law Department to issue a certificate of proclamation to Percival V. Sendanya as Akbayan Partylist representative in the 19th Congress. It added that the National Board of Canvassers issued the corresponding certificate of proclamation in favor of Akbayan Partylist and number 1 nominee Percival V. Sendanya as member of the House of Representatives. Akbayan failed to secure a House of Representatives in the 2022 elections, ranking 57th from all the partylist groups. It also failed to secure a seat in 2019. Akbayan urged COMELEC to proclaim the party as a winner after the Anwaray partylist registration was cancelled. In 2013, the National Board of Canvassers canceled the registration of some partylist groups, which led to the adjustment of Anwaray's seats from 1 to 2. In the same year, the Supreme Court reversed the COMELEC's decision to cancel the registration of Abanging Court partylist and proclamation as one of the winners in the 2013 elections. It resulted in an adjustment in the final allocation of seat distribution, which led to Anwaray being entitled to 1 seat only. The SC upheld COMELEC's decision to cancel the registration of Anwaray as a partylist organization in 2019. This was after Danilo Pornias and Jude Asile filed a petition to cancel the registration of Anwaray, claiming that its second nominee, Victoria Isabel Noel, took an oath in the 16th Congress despite being entitled to only 1 seat. In a statement on Wednesday, Akbayan Party List President Rafaela David lauded COMELEC for its swift action in issuing the certificate of proclamation to Akbayan acting on Congress' request to fill in a vacancy in the party list seats as part of the constitutional mandate to fill all the seats allotted for party list organizations. She added, the victory is not a product of legal technicalities, but the result of hard work of our members, supporters, partners, and allies in bringing a brand of leadership and governance back to the Congress. Former Education Undersecretary Gloria Jomamin Mercado has claimed that Vice President Sara Duterte, Chief of Staff, asked her to resign after she raised several concerns regarding the procurement for DepEd's computerization program. During the hearing of the House Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability on Wednesday, Mercado said Undersecretary Zuleika Lopez asked her to resign after she opposed the suggestions from former Education Assistant Secretary Reynold Monsayak that bidders should just discuss among themselves the fate of the bidding. Duterte was the deputy chief of that time. Sometime in October 2023, as the likelihood of a bidding failure for DepEd computerization had become apparent, I was approached, by attorney Monsayak, and he suggested in the presence of other officials who were with me that the bidders should just discuss among themselves. Mag-usap-usap lang para hindi masayang ang pera ng 2013. No, 2023, they will just discuss among themselves. Ayun, sabi ni Mercado. I firmly asserted that the procurement must be implemented and conducted in strict adherence to the rules. Sometime in the 3rd or 4th week of October, I was summoned by Ms. Zuleika Lopez, the Chief of Staff to the Vice President and Undersecretary of the OVP. I was informed that I should tender my resignation effective that day. According to Mercado, she refused to resign after maintaining that procurement must go on. Mercado also claimed that DepEd officials were asked to resign too. The timing of my meeting with Ms. Zuleika struck me as more than coincidental. It gave me the impression that my candid responses were the real reason behind the push to relieve me of my office. It was as if I had become an unwelcome obstacle, despite simply doing my job as Hope and Undersecretary of DepEd. Prior to my meeting with Ms. Zuleika, there were other undersecretaries and assistant secretaries who were also summoned, all with the same purpose of informing them that they should tender their resignation effective on the same day. That was from Mercado. As of posting time, Mercado did not clarify what particular issue hounded the DepEd's computerization program, but could be remembered that lawmakers last September 2 called out the agency's past administration for its inability to deliver laptops and other technical equipment in 2023, which resulted in low utilization of its budget. During the deliberations of DepEd's proposed budget for 2025, Batangas 2nd District Representative Jerby Tosistro asked education officials if a commission on audit report on low budget utilization was correct, particularly the DepEd's computerization program. The COA observation came when Duterte was the DepEd chief. DepEd Director Ferdinand Pitagan confirmed that only 2.18 billion out of 11.36 billion pesos fund for computers, laptops, and smart television sets was spent. Appropriations Panel Senior Vice Chair and Marikina 2nd District's Representative Stakimbo then noted that it was impossible for DepEd to claim that 44,638 information and communication technology packages were delivered as of now, since the COA called out the department for low budget utilization. Pitagan said that 44,638 ICT packages were reached by combining 2023 and 2024 figures. However, Kimbo said Pitagan was referring to procured ICT packages and not equipment delivered to schools across the country. Luis Ro, on the other hand, blamed the low delivery rate of ICT packages as a factor for the Philippines' poor performance at the Program for International Student Assessment, or PISA. The education sector has faced several problems with regard to the provision of quality education. In December 23, PISA said Filipino students who took part in their assessment were 5 to 6 years behind in mathematics, science, and reading compared to their 15-year-old counterparts from most of the participating countries. In a wild Wednesday in the Senate President Francis Escudero said he sees no reason to discipline Senators Alan Peter Cayetano and Juan Miguel Zubin over the heated altercation at the Chamber's plenary hall on Tuesday night. Their squabble went viral, with Cayetano even seen squaring up against Zubin while arguing. Escudero brushed up the incident, saying it was quite human and natural for them to be emotional in regard to their advocacies, and they were able to patch it up just minutes after. He said, wala akong makitang rason o dahilan para gawin yon dahil gaya ng sabi ko, tao lang naman na minsan lumalabas ng bukso na damdaming kaugnay sa kanilang paniniwala at advokasyan, at natapos din naman yan matapos ang ilang minuto kung saan naghihingihan silang tawad sa isa't isa. Escudero said in a chance interview in Malacanang when asked if Cayetano and Zubiri will be disciplined for their conduct. He added, naeksena na rin ako, humingi ako ng tawad dahil mahaba-haba ang oras naming pagtatrabaho nitong nagdaang linggo dahil sa mga panukalang batas na hinabol namin. Nangyari yung insidente mag-9 na, so medyo pagod rin yung miyembro at medyo gabi na. Zubiri and Cayetano traded barbs on the adoption of seeking to include 10 EMBO barangays in the 2 legislative districts of Taguig and Pateros, and confirming the increase in the number of councillors in each area for fair and equitable representation. Zubiri questioned why the measure would be tackled in the hearing, as it was not only a daily agenda, which resulted in the 2 battling. Later on koolNews at 4, Rosete is the new Davao Regional COP chief, as Torre named as the new CIDG director. From the NDRMC, death tolls from cyclones, Habagat climbs to 26. In the international news, the IDF intercepts Hezbollah missile launch at Tel Aviv. For the entertainment news, Linkin Park drops the Heavy is the Crown earlier last night, the second song from their comeback album, which will be also featured in the League of Legends Worlds 2024 this year. And for the fact news, Did Sports Trade CEO comment on Carlos Yule's endorsement? We'll be right back after a short break. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now 4:18 p.m. Philippine Standard Time. A new regional director takes the helm of the police regional office in Davao City as Police Brigadier General Nicolas Torre III has been named director. I don't know if you hear me. Has been named director of the Criminal Investigation and Detection Group. The PNP Chief General Romel Marbil named Brigadier General Leon Victor Zamora Rosete as the acting regional director of PRO 11 as Torre takes over the helm of the CIDG, replacing Major General Leo Francisco. The order issued by Camp Crame on Tuesday, September 24, takes effect today. Torre, who assumed the Davao post only on June 16, was barely in his third month when he led the 16-day police operation inside the KLGC compound in Davao City that led to the arrest of Apollo Kibuloy, the leader of the false religious sect, wanting for charges of sexual abuse, child abuse, qualified human trafficking cases in Quezon City, and no accusations and condemnations from the body of Christ. Aside from the cases he is facing in the country, Kibuloy is also wanted by the FBI in the United States for conspiracy to engage in the sex trafficking by force, fraud, and coercion, sex trafficking of children, sex trafficking by force, fraud, and coercion, and bulk cash smuggling. Rosete, at 53 years old, belonged to the class of 1995 at the PNPA, or the Philippine National Police Academy. Before his Davao Region assignment, Rosete served as the director of the Southern Police District. He is also the former director of the PNP Retirement and Benefits Administration Service, former deputy director for administration of the PNP Integrity Monitoring and Enforcement Group, and former commander of the Nueva Ecija Provincial Police Office. Meanwhile, the death toll from the combined effects of the recent tropical cyclones and the southwest monsoon, or Habagat, climbed to 26. The National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council said on Wednesday. According to the agency's 8 a.m. situational report, only 4 deaths were confirmed, while 20 others were still up for validation. The NDRMC also reported that 18 people were injured while 3 were still missing due to Habagat and cyclones Ferdy, Janeer, Helen, and Igme. A total of 1,473,487 individuals, or 393,014 families residing in 2,071 barangays across the country, were affected by the recent weather disturbances. Of the affected people, 27,471 were displaced, with 14,722 inside evacuation centers, while 12,749 took shelter elsewhere. 9 tropical cyclones passed through the Philippine area of responsibility so far this year. The last recorded by Pag-asa was Igme, which already exited the country's boundary last September 21. According to the State Weather Bureau's forecast, 4 to 7 tropical cyclones may enter the Philippine area of responsibility from October until the end of this year. For October, 2 to 3 tropical cyclones may enter PAR, Pag-asa said. Excuse me. We may go to the international news that Thai King has signed the same-sex marriage into law. The official Royal Gazette said Tuesday, making Thailand the first country in Southeast Asia to recognize marriage equality. King Maha Vajiralongkorn gave royal assent to the new law passed by Parliament in June, which will take effect in 120 days, meaning the first weddings are expected to take place next year. Activists hailed as a monumental step as Thailand becomes the only third place in Asia where same-sex couples can tie the knot after Taiwan and Nepal. The law on marriage now uses the gender neutral terms in place of men, women, husbands, and wives, and also grant adoption and inheritance rights to same-sex couples. The King's formal approval marks the culmination of years of campaigning and thwarted attempts to pass equal marriage laws. An LGBTQ rights advocate told the agent Francis Press, the law is a monumental step towards the equal rights in Finland. Wadao Chumapon said she plans to organize a mass wedding for more than 1,000 LGBT LGBTQ couples in Bangkok on January 22, the first day that the law takes effect. Si Sato Ninapuek, another LGBTQ activist, as her voice shaking, we are all delighted and excited. We've been fighting for our rights for over 10 years, and now it is finally happening. Prime Minister Paetong Tarnchinat Wata posted their congratulations for everyone's love and it on social media platform X. She said, "Thank you for your support from all sectors. It is a joint fight for everyone." She wrote it with the Love Wins hashtag. Thailand has a long had an international reputation for tolerance of the LGBTQ community, and opinions polls reported in local media have shown overwhelming public support for equal marriage. However, much of the Buddhist majority kingdom retains traditional and conservative values, and LGBTQ people say they still face barriers and discrimination in everyday life. More than 30 countries around the world have legalized marriage for all since the Netherlands became the first to tolerate and celebrate same-sex unions in 2001. India's highest court deferred a decision on the matter to Parliament last year, and Hong Kong's top court stopped just short of granting full marriage rights. Thai's activist has been pushing for same-sex marriage rights for more than a decade, with their advocacy stalled by political turbulence in a country regularly upended by coups and mass street protests. Another from the internet, Hezbollah launched a surface-to-surface missile at Tel Aviv Wednesday, triggering sirens at exactly 6:30 a.m. for the first time since January this year. The IDF said a single projectile has been intercepted and that no changes have been made as of yet to the home front command guidelines. School will be held as usual. Makin David Adam Emergency Medical Services said that no reports had come of the injuries. After the attack, the IDF's Arabic spokesperson Avichai Adrai told residents of the Lebanon to fled their homes amid Israeli airstrikes against Hezbollah not to return yet for their own safety. This comes after a week of skyrocketing attacks between Israel and Hezbollah. Israel's Air Force launched the largest operation in its history, hitting more than 1,000 Hezbollah targets since Sunday. The commanders have been targeted, with several top commanders eliminated. In response, the terrorist organization has launched barrage after barrage against northern Israeli communities with hundreds of projectiles fired. However, its missile arsenal is estimated to hold more than 100,000 projectiles aimed at Israel. The terror organization vowed recently that it had surprises up its sleeves, even if Israel has destroyed many of its capabilities in the widespread attacks. And trigger warning to the parents now who have been on social media for the last month since the win of Carlos Yulo. The question remains: did the CEO of a popular energy drink issue a comment about the two-time Olympic gold medalist Carlos Yulo's endorsement? Facebook accounts have been claiming that the CEO of Milo commented on their supposed removal of the gymnast star as a brand ambassador, and that they are a family-oriented brand. In a Facebook page, Busy Bus said on Saturday that the true victory is not only based on medals or prizes, but the aspects of humility, quote-unquote, utang na loob, and for being a good person. The page added, in Filipino, mas malalim itong kahulugan na may kaugnayan sa ugali at reputasyon ng isang tao. The page also accompanied its post with a code card with the words, "Opisyal na tinanggay si Kaloy, Milo, quote-unquote, Milo is a family-oriented brand." The post was copied and shared by other Facebook accounts, reaching a Filipino claiming to have a cousin who works for Nestle. Milo is a chocolate malt energy drink produced by Nestle, a Swiss multinational company. An online user said on Reddit Tuesday, September 24, "This is fake news. There's no official statement from Milo, and the guy on the left is not associated with Milo or Nestle." Another Redditor said Nestle will never release statements like this as news and will always keep things professional between the brand and its chosen ambassadors. Milo, being a brand under the company, does not have a CEO. The CEO of its company, Nestle, is Laurent Freixe. Meanwhile, the CEO and chairman of Nestle Philippines is Kais Manzuki. There are no reports stating that Freixe had commented about Carlos Yulo's Milo endorsement. There are also no reports or interview of Marzuki commenting on the topic. Some social media users also said that the picture used in the code card was that of Joseph Pupena, a CEO of a financial technology company called Milo. In 2020, Nestle Philippines released an advertisement for Milo featuring Carlos Yulo. It highlighted his journey as a gymnast, with his younger version played by his real-life younger brother, Carl Eldrew Yulo. Milo has no recent statement or comment about Carlos' endorsement so far. Meanwhile, the Asia's top pole vaulter EJ Obiena recently renewed his deal as its brand ambassador. Milo sports head Carlos Samban said earlier this month that they wish to continue the legacy and inspire millions to succeed in sports and life by continuing their partnership with a pole vault sensation. EJ has proven his mettle, and what brought him here is a journey marked by challenges and setbacks, which became stepping stone to greatness, Sampan added. Milo is renowned as a sports drink brand that advocates for the empowerment of Philippine sports, especially its athletes. The energy drink has been supporting grassroots sports in the country since 1964, with programs like the National Milo Marathon, Milo Sports Clinics, Milo Little Olympics, and Milo Champ Camp. Once again, Joseph Rupena, that has been circulating on most of the Facebook posts, is a CEO of Milo, but in its slogan, empowering crypto and global consumers, with the website Milo.io, not to be confused with the Milo of the Nestle drink. So, ladies and gentlemen, be careful of those fake news. And before we close off, we will return later for the 6 p.m. edition of koolNews Primetime with the available anchors available with us. But before we close, Linkin Park is still running high on the quite few Billboard charts this week, as they return with a first new single in 7 years earlier this month, they also included the Heavy is the Crown, which will be premiered this afternoon on Rock Weekdays with GDG. This is the second album from their comeback album, which will be featured on the World's 2024. That once again, Heavy is the Crown will be premiering this afternoon as Rock Weekdays with GDG is coming up next. I'm Stephen Iwanag Dasol. Take care and God bless the Republic of the Philippines.